I think we're being a little hard on Coinbase.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but that's what's always happened to Coinbase. Coinbase has always faced the majority of the scrutiny.
Like, the fact that the Coinbase is facing all this, and they're the most compliant. They've been, like, yes, they do have shutdown issues, like, as every other exchange does. But as of now, we haven't had issues withdrawing off of Coinbase. I've never had an issue withdrawing off of Coinbase.
Neither have I.
Like, maybe if we're drawing tens of millions of dollars, maybe. But for what I've been withdrawing, I've never had an issue.
Yep, that's pretty much how it has been for Coinbase.
Welcome back
To another week.
of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto Podcast.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, the only part of this podcast that's scripted is that intro. And somehow we
We mess it up every time
struggle with
almost. Like, they take more than one take. I don't get it either.
Yep. So I want to address something from something that we posted. We got a comment about I already responded to this person, but we got a comment on someone saying that they found a random 12-word list, and they wanted to know what they should do with it.
A random 12-word list?
Yes, random. Like, in their eyes, this was a random 12-word list. And they're like, oh, what should I do with this? Well, first of all, the first advice I told them was don't share it, even though they included the entire 12-word list into their comment. So don't be
I
putting
think that's
your...
fake. I think I saw that comment. I think that comment's fake.
Probably, but I was like, don't be posting seed phrases into the comments, because if it's legit, all the funds available would be taken. I assumed it was fake also, because I was like, what's the use of this? Like, why are you going to be posting a random 12-word seed, like a random seed phrase into a comment? What do you gain from that?
Very true.
Unless someone might try to send funds over into that wallet address and be like, oh, but like, that was just ridiculous. So I was like, okay. And then additionally, I did also mention, if you do find a seed phrase that does not belong to you, since legal clarifications are not quite there in the crypto world, in some countries that might be considered theft, because you're
in the UK it is. In the UK they have like property.
It's property, right? Like intellectual property.
I believe it's property.
Yeah, so you will be stealing someone's funds if you use that seed phrase and steal some funds. It is considered a crime. So don't recommend stealing. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that, because I thought that was an interesting comment. I was like, this is not normal.
Okay. Fair enough.
So last week you were kind of like dying on us, William. There was
I'm sorry, I was dying. I'm no longer dying. We're more recovered. We're better. We're not so tired. We're awake. We are alive.
Yeah, I was reviewing the podcast and I was like, damn, is this guy asleep right now? Did I put him to sleep?
Yo, honestly, I did knock out for like a good couple seconds every now and then. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I took a nap. But when I was awake, I did say we were having 50 basis points rate cut, and we did.
That's right.
Called
Jerome Powell dropped the hammer. William, you did call it. You did call it. You always call it. You usually call it. I can't say always, but you usually call it.
And I forgot the number, but apparently they're going to have like a total of 1% and a little bit by the end of the year.
Yeah. By the end of the year?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that there will only be one other meeting where they will probably cut it another 50%. 50 basis points, I mean.
It'll depend on how many meetings we have left.
And that next year they plan on doing the same thing.
Oh.
We'll have to wait and see. So how did the markets react to that 50 basis
Pumpy,
point?
pumpy, pumpy.
Was that all markets in general?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't looked at stock. I know crypto did move. Like we're currently on the uptrend. Currently, this is from. Well, I can share screen if you.
We don't look at stocks over here. Only
I
crypto.
I just haven't looked at them. I'm invested in Nvidia mainly. I'm so Nvidia, MicroStrategies, and Coinbase. So when crypto pumps, they'll pump. That's my thought behind it. So I'm gonna share a chart because this chart's gonna matter because for currently what we're talking about. I just lost you. My fault. Okay, here we go. Okay, boom. Can you see my screen? Okay.
There it is.
Let me
Oh,
full
look at
screen.
that. Look at September.
So exactly my point where I was gonna get to. We currently have September up 7.57%. So that's been, and this was the 20th. Rate cuts happened. This post I'm currently sharing is from the 20th. Rate cuts happened, I think, a couple of days before that.
Mm-hmm.
So market's been pumping up since then. Bitcoin's at 63,800 right now. Sol's at 147. Tokens are on the move. I mean, we could talk about that in a second. So pumped happened, and if we close September green, do you notice a trend here when September is green and not red?
We have at least 3 months of straight pump.
Yes, but we typically Q4 is always green. What do you notice though when September's green? If you notice it.
Oh, I do notice it now.
See
Huge
it?
pump for October.
October
14%.
Exactly. October, typically after a green month, a green September, is much greener for October. Typically double to triple what it was in September, respectfully.
That looks like it's on par to what we were saying, William.
What were you saying again?
At the end of September, we'll see the bull market start taking some effect. By October, after seeing some gains in September, if September was with gains.
So yeah, typically after September we do go on a 3-month green streak. This time though, with the green September, we might go on a real nice green streak. If, as you can see on the chart, if it continues the same trend.
Yeah, if we look at 2023, so last year September, that was followed by 6 months of straight gains, and
oh yeah, if you go
5 of those 6 months were good gains. Like January was a little iffy, but look at February. February this year was insane.
Yeah, and then we had March. That's when we died off, and then we've had garbage months since then.
Yeah, and even then, it's only like 3 months that were pretty bad.
Yeah. So that's fun stuff that we got coming.
We only got to hold off for, 8 more days? A couple more days?
A little longer, yeah. And so back to like tokens that have been performing really well.
Hey. I just got a notification from LinkedIn.
Hey.
Network Chuck accepted my connection.
So like one of the tokens that performed, what's up?
Mm-hmm. No, nothing.
Oh, so one of the tokens that has performed really well since in September is Phantom. I can reshare it so you can see.
Phantom.
Which is going to change over to Sonic probably in a year or two. They're doing a whole thing there. Excuse background noise.
In how long?
People are leaving the house. They're going to be changing over to Sonic. They're going to be rebranding. I don't know when. I don't know specifics on that. You see a screen? Does it look good?
It does look good. Looks crispy.
Right.
Crispy clean.
So this is when we had this big drop off. This is the beginning of September, pretty much. September 6th.
Yeah. September 6th.
We currently sit here. From September 6th, right here, this bottom, we've gone to here. Phantom has done 80% for the month.
That's wild.
That's a solid number.
Damn, I wish I had some Phantom.
I would have. So I was looking at this to trade. And the opportunity didn't present itself when I was looking. So this is Tau. Also September 6th. This is an AI narrative
I'm glad
token.
you mentioned Tao. I was gonna. Yep, Tao's
It's done
up
150%. Crazy move.
since September.
Crazy. Since September 6th, same time frame.
Yeah, and I believe 50% in just like the last week.
Yeah, so if I go to a daily chart, that's what it looks like on a daily. So this is September 17th, which is about a little more than a week ago.
Yeah, it went from what 28.
It did 95. It did 95%. If you go to the very top of that bar, it did 100.
Wow.
100%. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So there's a few tokens. I think even GRT is on a similar. It's a smaller pump. But even if you would have caught something like this, tiny. This is August. This is September. Oh no, we're on the daily. My fault. Yeah, so right around here. Another AI low token.
September.
Oh, you can't see it. It did 43%.
43%.
So a lot of tokens are moving heavily.
And then can you check FET and render?
Oh yeah, I don't know which one you said before that, but I can check render because it's right there. Render hasn't done as much, but it is performing. You see? Yeah, this is a 6. Render's done another 38%. What was the other token you said?
Render's doing good. FET, FET.
Fat?
Yeah.
Fetch? Yeah, it is fetch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I added it. My fault. Give me 1 second. $67%. Tokens are moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, things are.
AI tokens are moving.
AI tokens are doing really well. Yeah. I mean, you can even look at Sui. Not an AI token, but just its own native chain with its own native things going on. September. Let's say right around here. Should be the 6th. It's done 120%.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're definitely getting to that next phase of the market, that next Q4. And what we also have is dominance, which spiked up like a crazy son of a gun. Let me show it. I like the 4 hour better for this. Went from here, which is where we saw Bitcoin rally, which is this September 12th, 10th, 9th. So this is around the 6th. Right here is September, which it pumped up crazy. And this is Bitcoin dominance. We're also seeing right now a downtrend on it. And this is currently a support trend, which we lost early July, where we had a good pump for a little bit and then it reclaimed. So we're currently seeing that if we lose this trend again, we can have that second state of alt season starting up again. Which
interesting
would be beautiful.
Yeah, alt is typically where people make more money now for like trading.
Not even trading, just holding. Your Bitcoin didn't move 150%. Tau did. Because the market caps are just so large on Bitcoin and ETH that it just takes too much money to move them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing we also have, which I wanted to talk about, was the USDT dominance. So this is how much USDT is just in general in circulation. How much of it's what's that percentage looking like? Which you can see that as of September 7th, it's on a downtrend. It's been coming down, meaning everyone's moving out of USDT into other tokens,
People
which
are
is
bullish.
a good sign. Bullish. That's why like the
That's
total
definitely a
market
bullish
caps are also in that same time frame since we've seen it. Look, December, since September 7th, 6th, we're on this nice uptrend. So this is the crypto market cap without Bitcoin and ETH, as you can see, and we're just going up. So we currently have some fighting to go for on this 200-day simple moving average, but we still have a good ways to go.
So what typically happens when we cross that 200-day moving average? Can you zoom out on that chart a little bit?
Yes.
Jesus, that's a lot of charting.
I haven't touched it in forever, so let's just clean it. So right now, this is on the daily. We're currently facing resistance.
Can you put the 200-day moving average?
Why did it go away? I didn't clear that. But yes, I can. There. This is the 50-day. So when did we cross over? It's a 200-day. So this is what we see. It really follows it pretty well. So like this is the older like prior bull on this, and it just goes up. So we cross over it.
I want to check like July last year. Can you go down to like July
last year, 2023?
November actually. November.
I'm in November now. November right now.
Well,
the
maybe
beginning
October
is right
then.
here.
Yeah, so that's when we crossed over it.
Yeah,
and then when we crossed over it, it stayed above.
Yeah, and it's been following. Then it follows the 50-day, as you can see, kind of. So this is just a point of resistance we're gonna have, and once we break above it, our next target would be like around here. So once we break above, the next target will be really there. If you want to be exact, this will be a next target.
When we break above
this
what?
Price range, above this, above the 200-day. This is where we should be going next, where we'll have some more resistance around this little area.
Yeah, and that's like what?
It's a lot.
$8 billion across all the tokens.
Yeah. So besides just to here, Bitcoin, it's 3%, and it takes you from 612 billion to 636. If it breaks, our next target's around here, 662. If it breaks again, 700, and if it breaks again, 780. Which we are expecting that, and then after that is another couple $1 trillion. It's a lot of money coming into the market if we propel ourselves back up there. And this is without Ethereum. This is just every other altcoin in existence, pretty much.
Yep.
Which we currently face. We're at resistance. We just need to break this current trend line on the daily.
Oh, so break the resistance, which is the line that you drew.
Yeah. Which we are in good shape.
Okay,
so at the bottom.
I had assumed the resistance was the 200-day moving average.
It's both. It's on it. It's together.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. It is right next to each other.
Yeah, like that line and that are all in one at this point.
And how big is that gap?
Which gap?
Like 640? Like the 200-day moving average, what's it at today?
From here to here?
Yeah.
It's 3%.
3%.
It's $20 billion.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing.
That's quite a bit. But yeah, it's market's waking up. We should see a lot. We should see markets start to propel at one point and just start to squeeze up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exciting news.
100%.
We just gotta wait. We just gotta wait for September to end in the green. And we're currently up 7%? It looked like.
It's probably a little more, but around 7 to 8%, give or take.
So we need September to end in the green. October will probably be very bullish. November first week we'll have some uncertainty because of the U.S. election.
So yeah, that's gonna be the stickler is what happens during the election.
Mm-hmm.
How does the outcome affect the market?
William, can you pull up that chart again from the Bitcoin price on the month, the return? Because every 4 years is when we have the halving, and it just happens to coincide with like U.S. elections for now. And the last election was in 2020? Yeah, the year 2020.
Right here. This is November.
Yeah, 27 point. Yeah, that was the last election, and then the year before that was 2016.
That's the one that Biden won, right?
Yeah, that is the one that Biden won.
2020 is the one.
Yeah, so won? That's and no, 2020. Yeah, 2020 is the one that Biden won, and then 2016 was the one that Trump won. So, at least according to this chart, crypto pumped even more. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It pumped even more when a Democrat nominee took office than when a Republican nominee took office. So honestly, I don't think it matters because they're both green. Also, mind you, it didn't really.
I think it matters more this time than the other times because I think now we have more of a crypto vote. Either.
Yeah, we do have more of a crypto vote.
But Kamala just came out. And also the candidates do affect more the regulations that it did before it didn't affect us. Either candidate wasn't going to make rules for crypto. We knew that. But now they're speaking currently about rules for crypto. And Kamala did speak on it. Crypto,
yes. Kamala came out now saying that she does want to support innovation in the digital asset space
while protecting consumers.
But still, we didn't get any policies specific from her, unfortunately.
Yeah, no.
Just because I want this to be a race on policy, and if it comes to crypto, I would like explicitity.
More so. I mean, let's be fair here. Trump hasn't said much about policy either.
I know. Exactly.
Apart from having Bitcoin Reserve, other than that, not much.
I mean, but even then, I'm not super excited. I'm not super excited about his policy because he says we're just gonna reserve the 200,000 Bitcoin that the United States has.
Yeah.
Why not reserve?
Not a lot. Not much to do there.
Yeah. Cool. Move it from one wallet to another wallet.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and while we're already on the topic, of crypto in the market, let's go share real quick the liquidity heat map.
Oh, beautiful! I love seeing. That looks different from when I saw it the other day.
So this is on the what? This is on the 3 days. So
looks more spread out.
It to the 1 day.
So you could change the days. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a good amount of liquidity to the bottom, but we also have a closer liquidity to the upside, 64 and up.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, since market makers move price,
I'll push it up then.
Ideally, I would, from what we can assume is they would push it up because we probably had liquidity earlier on today, but we cleared it out since we did dump down first early when the U.S. market opened. But ideally, what we would see is grab liquidity up here Maybe if new shorts pile up, meaning there's more shorts piling up, we can continue to push upwards. If there isn't, we'll probably stop around here. The longs pile up way too much because everyone's longing in futures and swap, and then come back down. That can easily be seen unless we start seeing heavier spot buying pressure and not so much leverage in the market.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
the other day I pulled this up and I realized, yeah, that it makes perfect sense. The other day I pulled this up and I saw like a big, thin but very bright yellow line below the current price.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, okay, so it looks like this might pull down then, based off of the conversations we've had about how the market reacts based off of this information.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it looks very different now. Now it looks a lot more evenly distributed versus
it
when
changes
I saw
all the
it.
time.
But then again, I also didn't change the dates, like the
time
3 day or 1 day.
Yeah. Also remember, if Bitcoin just goes from a crazy pump and it starts just going up down, and ranging like in a real nice line, the retail, the market doesn't know whether it's going to go up or down, so they just start guessing what the next move going to be. Since there is no direct move, since as right now you can tell, we have liquidity to the downside and liquidity to the upside, so it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
What will probably happen is once it decides to go in one direction.
Yeah. I was gonna say it looks like it's a little more like there's more liquidity on the bottom side to be unlocked.
Yeah, for sure, because there's a lot more longs right now open to it. But we're closer to the liquidity on the top side, right? So we can see a push up, grab it all, come back down. Or we can see a push down, it builds up a lot of shorts, or in this case, it would build up a lot of shorts maybe, or maybe more longs, and then it really depends on it can be played out.
Yeah. Before you close that, can you pull up? I was on that website the other day, and I saw that they have the what's it called? The rainbow chart, the Bitcoin rainbow price.
Where
have you checked that out? Is? I did not see it there on the left side. I actually found it on the top. It literally says rainbow chart.
I know, I just saw it. Is it this one?
Yeah, that one. But for some reason, the dates that I was getting was not like up to date. Yeah, you see how it kind of like, oh, it looks interesting. 2024? Is that like up to date? 2023. You see how it says 2023, 10/17?
Oh, because that gave me the current data, like where we are in the.
Yeah. I really like this chart. But unfortunately, it was not giving current data. So
here you go.
Now, oh, what the heck? What'd you do?
This is just another one.
Bitcoin Rainbow Chart Indicator V2. Okay, version 2. Oh, okay. So it looks like they had a version 1 that they stopped using, supporting. Yeah. So then essentially in this chart, every color represents like some type of like stage of buying, where the light blue is literally a fire sale, and then the dark red says maximum bubble territory.
Yeah, start selling that.
And we do range between both. Yeah. So like anything below the yellow line, or below where we're at right now, I think is like a really good buy, like a decent. Yeah, it's a buy.
Yeah, it says here fire sale, buy, accumulate, still cheap, hodl. So once we get to the middle yellow line, you start hodling. Mm-hmm. Once it goes to the orange, is this a bubble type of question?
Yeah. Then in the like other one, the slightly orangier orange, FOMO intensifies. That's when like we start seeing people like just buying because they see a price running up, and that's typically
retail.
Like, people start trying to get in whenever it's that stage. which it says right now is about what? Is there like a price right there? 206,000.
Where we are?
Oh no, because you had a. Okay, I see. You had it on a different.
Yeah, right here it's at 63,000.
Yeah, so it says FOMO intensifies. Yeah, FOMO intensifies. If you see on the right there, it says 198,209. That's kind of that's pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like a speculation of what it's going to be, so, take it with a grain of salt, I would say.
Well, that's crazy because it says it's still cheap.
Yeah, at 78,000.
Yeah, it says
that's why
still
it's a range,
cheap
right?
at 78,000. So then, can you go back to like where it says 2021? It wasn't. Yeah, where it does reach the red.
Here?
A little bit more. That's 2020. Yeah, right there.
This is 2021. This is 2021.
Yeah. So Bitcoin price was 51,000, and then it says max bubble territory was at 93,000, but it was definitely in the seriously sell. Oh, no,
yeah,
like the FOMO.
That's 67 between 50. But if you look at this one, the older one, which was 16,000, maximum bubble territory is 21. It basically got to
it was
19.
So I see. They put the bigger number on the left. Okay.
Yeah, it was above the range, but it was below the maximum bubble territory. But it was above the sell seriously sell.
Yeah. Okay, so can you go back to today's date then?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the range and I was like, so it says, cause you know how we said it's still cheap at 70,000? That's because that's the higher part of the range. So then it's still cheap.
The lower part was
$60,488. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, quite a large range.
Okay, so V2 is the one that you gotta check. Gotta check V2.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape to start moving this market on the uptrend.
I would concur.
All right, so I have some news that I think we can talk about that I think you'll be interested in. So I remember a couple weeks back we talked about Telegram CEO and Ton founder being arrested in France for not disclosing sufficient amount of data, right? So it came out, I believe, yesterday or yesterday. Telegram will share users' IP address and phone numbers to governments when legally required. Founder and CEO Powell was arrested in France last month. This is from Radar. Happened. It just got released in the news.
Wow. He got released?
The news release. I don't think he was released yet. He probably will be released soon enough.
Oh, okay.
No.
Can you say that again? Say the title again?
Telegram will share users' IP address and phone numbers to governments when legally required. That's all I read.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw something where it says they might be doing that to like help prevent like crime happening around the world.
The same reason. Same reason as everything is to help prevent crime.
Well,
which I believe it. It just can be misused at one point or another.
Yeah, of course.
At what point we define what's crime? Or what's added to the list of crime.
And what is misuse?
Also true.
Yeah. Well, like since we're talking about people going to jail, today's actually a very pivotal day. So unfortunately, we won't have the news for you because it hasn't happened yet. But Carolina Elison is facing her sentencing
Hope she gets
trial
sent to prison with him.
Yeah, so her attorneys are obviously saying that she shouldn't spend any prison time. and because of her cooperation, and what led to SBF being arrested. But I lost you, William. Oh, you made some change. I'm good. I just got a notification saying that your recording will be recorded on a new track.
Oh, I haven't done anything though.
Weird. But okay, so Bernie Madoff, who previously owned the largest Ponzi scheme record of all time, his lawyer is betting that Carolina Elison will, in fact, not face any sentencing anytime.
I mean, I'm with him. I believe she won't. Like, I believe if she doesn't get anything, it'll be community service, like something small. I hope she doesn't, though.
Yeah, she deserves it. She deserves
she knew
being in jail.
The fact that everyone here is acting like, oh, we helped corroborate get Sam, even though everyone partook in the action, is kind of wild.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's not like we really needed them to get him in prison.
It's true.
Like, I think we could have gotten all of them one by one. It would have taken longer, for sure, but we could have easily snuffed them all out one by one in prison. Just taking them all down. But yeah, no, man. I hope they all, like, everyone who cooperated in that gets jail time.
Of course. Yeah, they're all slime bags, sleazy,
dirty,
disgusting, dirty.
Like, on that same note, CZ should be released in a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah, homie's almost out. He did his 4 months. Hopefully he gets out soon. Hopefully that's when he launches, he propels the crypto market to Valhalla.
Yeah. He's good. He's a chilling dude.
Bro, his crimes are even bullshit. BS.
Yeah, I mean, he got charged with like major fees.
He did get charged with major fees, but they're BS crimes.
50. Yeah. Yep. But hopefully we get some enlightening news later and see that Elison does take time in prison. She was dating the dude. Like, how is she not? Yeah, the only reason why they broke up is because of this whole situation.
Yeah, she's like, you stressing me out, bro. You stressing me out. Bro, they were all living together doing whatchamacallit? I forgot the term, the smart people term for it.
Racketeering? Not racketeering.
No, bro, the drugs they were taking.
They're okay, I don't know what the term is.
No, it's not like what's it called?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
I forgot. Like they're all on Adderall and like happy pills.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what the term is though. Unfortunately.
You're useless. I thought you would know.
Yeah, I don't know specifically. Like, you're talking about the use or like the type of drugs?
The type
that they were using.
The type.
Oh,
MDMAs. There we go.
No.
No, is that MDMA?
No, MDMA is another one that also fits in that class. I think amphetamines.
Amphetamine. Thank you. They're all hopped on those.
They were hopped on. And MDMA isn't an amphetamine either, but it does make it.
You know what I meant.
It's not. Yeah. Yeah, they were all hopped on drugs, going all over the place.
Happy-go-lucky drugs.
Wired, stealing people's money illegally.
And big facts.
I mean, additionally, we also have a SEC hearing with 5 judges.
Currently going on?
That I think it's over. Yeah,
okay.
Not currently going on anymore.
I'm gonna need a 2-minute recess to go get my nuggies.
Okay.
He's almost here. So the SEC hearing is still not. It's still being done.
I don't know. I think there might have been 2 hearings actually. Let me see. Let me see if this one's still going.
Okay.
Oh, iOS 18 update. Yeah, there's one today that's still going on.
Okay.
But the one that I was talking about was another one with 5 judges.
Gotcha.
So the SEC had a panel in Philadelphia with a couple judges.
Okay.
And the judges were pretty much saying, it's like, oh, why aren't you not replying to Coinbase in an appropriate time? Like, they would spend almost a year, if not longer, replying to any messages, correspondence coming from Coinbase.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, this was like an appeals court type thing where the judges were trying to get the SEC to write regulations or rulings on how to handle crypto assets so that Coinbase can continue operations without being
Wells notices?
Non-compliant, yeah. So then, hold on. Did I have something here? Where'd it go? Essentially, one of the things is like, the judges were saying that the SEC won't even say how the Howey test applies to Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then another very interesting comment was like, it looks, this is what one of the attorneys said. Mm-hmm. It almost looks to an outside observer as if you're going after platforms in a way that will crush in the industry without really getting into rulemaking. So like the SEC is just, I mean, we know this already, being part
We've
of
said
the
this
industry. Yeah. This is obviously nothing new to us. We were very aware that this is what they've been doing.
They've been
yeah, but the SEC's lawyer, what's his name? Hill.
The SEC has a lawyer? I thought they were all lawyers.
Yeah, well, one of the, so what's his name? This guy's name is
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. I'm looking for it. I had it written down somewhere. Let me check it. Ezekiel Hill. Okay. He's one of the lawyers that work at the SEC. He said that like Coinbase's correspondence does not raise the flags needed, essentially, to be considered a rare circumstance that would force the court to force the SEC to make some type of
legislation.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So he was just pretty much saying that the SEC was not obligated to create any specific frameworks for cryptocurrencies.
So more BS essentially to a degree, right?
Yeah, just evading completely.
That's criminal.
Which is what the SEC has been doing. And then, like as you were mentioning, I was watching the other SEC hearing. I think this was with like a subcommittee of Congress, where a handful of Congress members were just asking them questions. Some of them giving praise, the majority of them not. And they had brought not just Gary Gensler, but the entire committee of the SEC, which you clearly see, like off the bat, why they did that. Because Gary Gensler very much gives these blanket statements. These blanket statements, and immediately they asked another person on the committee, and she's like, about like, oh, do you think that the SEC is doing what it needs to be doing? And she straight up said no. She's like, we could be doing so much better.
Oh, okay. So Gary's not answering, but the rest of the committee's like, no, we're not. Like
so everyone is answering on their own. This is not like a committee thing where they're like, there's like a whole bunch of like disclosures that they give beforehand.
So they're being asked individually?
They're all together present, but they're asking, whatever they say is their own opinion.
Not a committee's
not opinion of the committee.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which is like part of the disclosure that they give. And then anything that they say in this court has nothing to do with what decisions they will be making in the committee. Because there's like some law, where the sunshine law, where anything that is being, any decisions being made within the committee has to be fully documented, recorded, and strictly within committee meetings.
So Gary's hot about this. Like
Gary, so
he's being put on blast.
Trembling. He's trembling, man. His hands this meeting were shaking completely when he was like grabbing papers off the table, trembling.
Dude, he's being put on blast by everyone because everyone's gonna say what they want to say. Because for them, it's like if we get rid of him, we get we move up a chance to become the head, or we get a new commissioner, which they may want him. They may want a new commissioner.
Yes, exactly. So like the people are giving very specific answers. There's one guy that seemed like he was like trying to align himself a little bit more with Gary, and not try to bite the hand that feeds you to a degree. But then this other girl, she's very like on point with what she's saying, and you could tell that she's either going for the seat or wants him out. Just like essentially
Ooh, poor Gary. Oh, not poor Gary, but you know what I mean.
Nah, not poor Gary. I told you, the guy knows exactly how crypto works. Like I saw his lecture at MIT.
Yeah. He's been talking about it. Like he knows how it moves.
And he's just refusing. He's just not only refusing, he's actively going out against it. It's not just from an outside perspective. It's just what he's doing at this point.
Yeah, it's there's no, like, if this is a thing of we should make laws so we can follow them, but you're not making laws, you're just saying we're doing it wrong, then make the law so we can do it right. And we will comply. But they're not doing that. I know 100%.
Yeah. Another person, one of the senators, a congresswoman, she mentioned, she's like, you've been working on laws for 14 years and you haven't passed anything officially. Yet you say this is of high concern and yet nothing gets done. Like there's discrepancies with what you're saying and with what you're doing. Like you need to get your act together. Like can you give us a timeline for when something could actually be made? And then he went on to saying that it had something to do with like the Federal Reserve being one of their limitations.
Is this the Senate they're hearing or Congress?
I don't. So here's the thing. I don't know what the difference is. I always forget.
We should be better educated in knowing what they do
in government. Yeah, I feel like that. Well, I think this is like a Congress. This is a Congress hearing. Yeah. So this is like
Okay. I love their energy. Why don't they apply themselves with the same energy to get shit done in Congress? With all their lawmaking that they don't do or do. Like not allowing Congress or people in political positions where they're making laws to, have inside information to trade stocks or not. You know what I'm saying?
That doesn't benefit them, William.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Got you.
Yeah, that doesn't benefit them at all.
Sounds good to me. Sounds fair. Sounds fair to me.
But like, here's the thing: the SEC doesn't have anything to really benefit from crypto regulations. They don't have that type of, like they don't really do much besides.
I think what they have to benefit by not making laws is the fact that they can go after companies, and the companies, if they don't have the funding, has to settle. So they get that chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then that's something that they mentioned, actually. I'm glad you mentioned. One of the congressmen, he's like, but your mission, the SEC's mission, is to protect and to keep in mind the shareholders, the shareholder stake value. Mm-hmm. And so, like, if you're going after these companies without giving them regulation and then suing them, he's like, how are you doing this in the interest of the consumer?
Yeah, you're not.
And then he goes on to say,
you're attacking consumers.
Yeah, and then he goes on to say, he's like, I highly recommend that every day you show up to work, you spend a few minutes looking at that mission statement and understanding what it means.
Damn, like that?
Yeah, no. Like, the guy was literally getting roasted. By the guy, I mean Gary.
They're coming for him. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one more thing we can talk about, which is BlackRock amended its spot Bitcoin ETF custody agreement with Coinbase to improve withdrawal times. Coinbase must now process BTC withdrawals to public addresses within 12 hours of receiving instruction. Before they were doing it like 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think this goes back to the whole FUD Coinbase is having, that they're not, they're like paper trading the ETFs and not really doing it on chain. But I haven't verified it, but I keep on reading that you can go ahead and look at all Coinbase's transactions, showing that BlackRock does hold a metric shit ton of Bitcoin.
I don't know how they verify that also. That would be actually kind of interesting to see. But I've heard of that FUD as well. Kind of worrying some because you don't want to lose your Bitcoin. Because they're probably going to pay out BlackRock before they pay you out if you're custodying any Bitcoin on Coinbase, because BlackRock has the funds to go after Coinbase for not paying them out. Versus the everyday consumer, we don't have the funds to go after Coinbase.
Yeah. Also, I think it's a different agreement they have, so all that too.
Yeah, of course. But it's not just the ETFs that are getting some scrutiny. There's additional news. Coinbase is doing the whole
the wrapped Coinbase
transfer,
the CB Coinbase.
Yeah, Coinbase BTC wrapped Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They have that on Ethereum, but they're also transferring over to Solana now.
Okay.
And a lot of people are saying that there is no openness, clarity on how much Bitcoin there are in the reserves for CBBTC, which is Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin, and that they're over leveraged in terms of like saying that they're issued out more wrapped Bitcoin than there actually is.
But that's speculatory to say that they are over leveraged. You don't know that because we don't know how many people are using it or not.
Well, yeah, it is speculatory, but there's concern, and that's the issue, that there is no openness. Transparency is the word. So like from my perspective, it's like it just hones back to like the whole issue that came out after the whole FTX thing, where like if you don't have the coins in your wallet, you're not the custodian of those coins.
That's not you're 100% right, and I'm not arguing that, but we're also acting like FTX was a regulated, even though companies that are regulated by US can do horrible things. This isn't a company. FTX wasn't a fully registered company in the US. US customers couldn't use FTX for the longest.
Correct. Which is true.
Coinbase is a fully licensed entity on the stock exchange.
Some executive, I don't remember which one, said he's like, this is what integration with financial institutions looks like. He's like, this is what you guys wanted, or at least if this is what you want, this is how it looks like. Can't be complaining now. Kind of like how the mayor of that country, of that town, like, you guys wanted this.
Also, if you are fearful of this, get it off the exchange.
Yeah, that's literally all it takes.
Like, what's the issue also? Like, they're not saying you can't withdraw it. It's not like if you have the the CB wrapped Bitcoin, just don't wrap it. The same way I never used wrapped Ethereum. Why? Because I don't see the point of having wrapped ETH if it's still ETH.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, wrapped ETH. The point for there is that it actually becomes
reduces gas
ERC-20
fees.
Compliant.
Huh?
Yeah.
Reduces gas fees, it's faster used, but that's the same argument for TBC. Do we know where the wrapped ETH is? Do we know if it's held there? The argument there is that you're giving it to the thing and you're exchanging it for wrapped ETH.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a smart contract. So essentially, the thing is, there's a request for comment called Ethereum request for comment number 20 that allows smart contracts to be more efficient on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah.
And Ethereum, the token itself, is not compliant with ERC20. Therefore, it doesn't get reduced transaction fees as ERC20 tokens do. There's a whole bunch of ERC20 tokens. The majority of them are.
Majority are ERC20.
But essentially, in wrapping ETH, you're sending your ETH to a smart contract that would make Ethereum ERC20 compliant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's an open contract that someone can monitor and check. But still, it is a contract and therefore can have bugs associated with it.
I mean, I think to a degree it's like Jito Soul. You're locking up your soul.
Yeah, same thing.
But you're
It's a
taking
smart
out.
contract.
It's a smart contract. You're taking out Jito Soul out of it. At one point, where can't it be duplicated, or where is it not? Where
the risk is always different for different use cases. Versus in Solana staking, if you just stake your token on your own, you have it staked. If you delegate your token to someone so they could stake it because you don't have enough to stake, or you could
staking also on Solana, like you becoming a node is difficult. Like it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to it's a good amount of programming, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and then staking it on through a liquidity provider that has another whole function that's associated with it. A couple of functions actually, and that just opens up your surface area, your attack vectors for vulnerabilities.
I think we're being a little hard on Coinbase.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but that's what's always happened to Coinbase. Coinbase has always faced the majority of the scrutiny.
Like the fact that the Coinbase is facing all this, and they're the most compliant. They've been yes, they do have shutdown issues, as every other exchange does. But as of now, we haven't had issues with drawing off of Coinbase. I've never had an issue with drawing off of Coinbase.
Mm-hmm. Neither have I.
Like maybe if we're drawing tens of millions of dollars, maybe. Mm-hmm. But for what I've been withdrawing, I've never had an issue.
Yep, that's pretty much how it has been for Coinbase.
Right. And also, they're currently one of the only exchanges that has followed majority of regulations that have in the U.S. So you're gonna go against the one company that hasn't given you any issues at all since it started, and Coinbase is older than FTX.
Yeah. Plus, the majority of this FUD is just circulated around Bitcoin.
Yeah, the CB BTC.
Because of the ETFs.
Yeah.
And the wrapped Bitcoin situation also, but not so much for the other tokens.
So, if that means this amendment of the 12 hours should ideally put that FUD to rest, because it means that whatever we did has to be shown on the wallet immediately.
Mm-hmm.
If we sold 500 Bitcoin, it has to be shown within 12 hours that we sold 500 Bitcoin.
Yep. Overall, I don't see what the issue is with that amendment to their contract. Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's your money,
take it out.
If it's your money, why wouldn't you want it? Why wouldn't you want it earlier?
Yeah. Also, I would say, if it's such a worry, just move your things off Coinbase, move your things off all exchanges, move it to a wallet, and then when it's time for you to sell it, take the extra 5 seconds or 5 minutes it's gonna take to sell it. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's those are only true off ramps and on ramps into hard capital. Well, that's all I got.
I don't have anything else either.
Oh, I think yeah. That's
not very active week. Besides the fact.
Nah, Mark's moving, bro.
Everything.
Mark's pumping.
Yeah, besides the fact that Mark, yeah.
Pump. Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you guys for joining in.
It's been another week. Oh, wait. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the comments, share. That's all. That's all I got now.
Yeah. Well, it's been another week
Of your favorite crypto podcast,
Sometimes Crypto.
the Unscripted.
Crypto Podcast.
Ayo.
Yo.